You know what time it is? It's time to get in the game with your host, Cynthia J.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Tuesday evening, folks. Hello, it's your girl, Satara J, your favorite sports show host of your favorite sports show, Get in the Game. I know you guys have missed me as if it has been that long, but I've missed you. Happy belated Mother's Day to all of the mothers out there in TV land. I pray that you enjoyed your Mother's Day, and we are elated to have an exceptional mother here with us on the set this evening. You guys know we are in this series right now of honoring NFL moms for the month of May in recognition of Mother's Day. And this evening, I am pleased to welcome and just excited that she decided to join us this Tuesday evening. It kind of makes it easy that school's kind of out right now, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't that late, so I could have came anyway.
Right.
School in, so it wouldn't have made no difference.
But what we found out, we've been talking here, guys, before the show started, she's a phenomenal fan. So this is going to make for some interesting conversation. And who I'm talking about to my right is Miss Jocelyn Mitchell. Yes. Mother, educator, wife, coach. Did I miss anything?
Nana,
football fan, Cowboys football fan. We're not going to talk about that.
No, Miami Dolphins strictly.
Yes, we're going to talk about the Miami Dolphins. And her son is her youngest baby, because as we're going to find out, you have raised a clan of athletes. But her youngest son, Isaiah Ford, you guys here in Jacksonville know the name because he was a star athlete at Trinity Christian. And before we even get to him in Trinity Christian, let's start with you, because I think sometimes most moms, they get into the sport by default, but you were already a sports fanatic. So how did you become just that, a sports fanatic?
Started when I was young, 5, 6, 7, 8. I used to play softball, volleyball, kickball, basketball. Basketball was my thing. I played in high school, so being athletic came natural to me. So it kind of came natural to all three of my boys. They all were really good athletes.
Yes, and you went to what high school?
Raines High School, 1985, home of the Vikings.
We know that whole Raines Reebok class, so I'm not even going to get into that.
All about them Vikings.
Yes, but so when you started having children, Miss Mitchell, did you kind of already like make a decision that they would play sports? Because you raised 3 boys, so that kind of makes it easy. But having been a sports fan yourself, was it kind of automatic that you were going to get your sons into sports?
Pretty much. It was very automatic for me. I felt like they had to be in something positive, and I knew school wasn't going to do it, so they had to do something. And it's kind of interesting because my middle son, Jamel, he was the one, when he was younger, he would sit on the bench and lay down because he didn't really want to be there. But he turned out to be a phenomenal running back and defensive back, and through his high school years too. So it was really funny. But the other two, they kind of just flew into it with no problems. But he was that one. I used to mail, come on, you on the people looking. So, but all in all, I put all of them in sports so that they can mature and grow as people also. So it was a good experience for all 3 of them.
Leave it to the middle child to cause tension. I'm a middle child, so I totally get it. But let's talk about growing up with the boys, because your oldest two, Jamel and Devron. So Jamel and Devron were only a year apart.
Right. So
talk about how it was kind of juggling the 2 of them in the sports that they were playing growing up.
So they only played football, which kind of made it easy. But they was all at one part, so it would be from sun up to sunrise early, and then as they grew up, they would play like in the middle game because they didn't want the big kids to play late because of different things. So I would be at the park from probably 8 o'clock in the morning watching football till 7 p.m., 8 p.m. at night every Saturday. So I'm glad that's over. I can tell you that. That was hard.
It's over for now because you're the nana of 5 grandkids, and 2 of them are boys. So we know you're going to be right back at it here shortly.
I can't wait. So I love football though. So our house is just a football family. We try to do a Sunday every time if Isaiah's not at home, and I try to make all of the home games, but if it's a away game or something, we try to get together on Sunday. We talk football. My sons always say, Mom, they'll call me. They'll be at somewhere else, and they're like, Mom, X, Y, because I can't talk football to these people. I have to call my mom to talk about a football game. And people don't understand that, but that's just the bond that we have. It's wonderful. I love it. It's just a good thing to have.
Now, you made an interesting point, and you and I were talking before the show began about how sometimes people get so shocked of the female sports fan, particularly football. And I don't know why that is the case. In your opinion, when you say your sons call you because the people there around don't talk football, what do you think it is about people that don't understand that women know the game as well?
It's kind of hard because, you know, a lot of women, they just do it because maybe my boyfriend's watching, I got to spend time with him, but they don't know the key. The key is to really know the game, know if they throwing a flag out there, why. It was blocked. He was blocking illegal block lane. He was pass interference. They need to know these kind of things, so instead of just sitting there, baby, what that was, and they was like, oh, you interrupting. So if they want to be able to have conversation about what's going on in the game versus I got to explain to her, oh, Mom, I'm going to come over there because we all know what's going on, 15-yard penalties, if they block in the back. We know this stuff. So a woman needs, if they really want to get to that man, they need to know the game.
Listen.
Because if you know the game, you can pretty much outplay it. Me and my husband, we go all the time. He be like, no, that was holding. No, it wasn't. So it's fun though. I love it. It just brings joy. It's just a good thing to be able to explain it, be able to understand it, and really like it. You know, it's different because a lot of women they just doing it because they just doing it. So I think women need to it's a good sport. You know, it's something that brings joy, just knowing about it, being able to talk about it, communicate about it. And it's a lot of stuff that I know about it, and I just like to watch it. So and, you know, my son plays it at the next level. That don't hurt none. You better know, because I'm like, wait a minute, you know, but don't hit. Hey, he blocking in the back now. That's my son. Y'all better throw that flag over there. So he pushing off. That's my baby. Y'all pushing off on. So it's interesting though, and it's a love for our whole family when it comes to that. So.
As an educator, I think it would be fun to see you write a book a couple years from now with just what you said about how women can really bond with their man if they learn the game. And you sound like you're not just an excited fan, but that you were maybe taught the game. Is that correct? Am I correct when I say you became a student of the game?
I had to, because my boys played, so I wanted to know what was going on. You know, I had my middle son, he played running back. My older son, he played quarterback and running back, and they both played defense. So I had to know the stuff. Isaiah, he played quarterback most of his years till he got to Trinity, and then he went from quarterbacking, which he did in like his 9th grade year, to being a wide receiver. So I had to know the different things about the game. I didn't want to be one of those parents that's out there just watching people running down and running down, you know, not knowing where the touchdown is, what's an extra point. Those are things, what's a field goal. I wanted to know everything that was going on. So when it came to basketball, I used to tell Isaiah all the time, because that was his #1 sport, go outside, you need to shoot 100 free throws. If we had a basketball goal, you need to at least make 90. So those, just having those sports outlet as a single parent just helped me to help build them into the young men that they became today.
Awesome. What just a cool little question I want to ask you, because your sons play both sides of the ball. You personally, do you like more offensive football or do you like the game of defense?
I'm gonna have to say offense.
Okay.
Because they played mostly offense.
Okay.
So like I said, my oldest son, Delbrian, he played quarterback for a few years, and he also played running back. Jamel, he played running back and DB too, but his primary was running back. And then Isaiah played quarterback and wide receiver. So offense kind of was my thing, knowing, you know, I need to know where first down is. I just needed to know that. And I'm not against defense, because you know you got to have a good defense in order to have a good offense. Defense rules championships, and they win them. So you still got to be able to understand what's going on with defense. I gotta, you know, so understanding that whole process when it came to football was pretty important to me.
So before we talk about your boys and their early days playing football, obviously with Isaiah playing for the Dolphins, they just got maybe the future at their quarterback position. When you were watching the draft this year, because I know you were, so I don't even have to ask.
That I did.
What were your thoughts on the Dolphins drafting Tua?
I think he's a nice young person. You know, the word's still out. I know he was dealing with some injuries, but I'm excited to see what he brings to the Dolphins, especially because the Dolphins have a great group of wide receivers.
Yes.
So if he can get out there and do some of that stuff he did at Alabama,
yeah, you'll be happy.
You know, hey, we're looking for a big year at the Dolphins. So
yeah.
I'm expecting some good things from them.
Now, are you the mom in the stands that's yelling at everybody on both sides of the ball, or are you most so focused on what Isaiah's doing?
I'm always focused on what he's doing.
Right.
But he plays offense.
Right.
So, but when they're playing defense, oh yeah, I'm arguing at them too.
Yeah.
You don't miss those tackles over there because we need to get the ball back. I do not. They need to be 3 and out because we need the ball back.
Right.
So my son can get out there and catch the ball.
Yeah.
So yes, I'm on both sides. I'm not just. Yeah, I am cheering for him because I'm his #1 fan, but at the same time, I need the defense to be able to play tough defense so that the offense can get out and score. So.
Gotcha. Now, here in Florida, we know how competitive football is, for lack of a better term, because we've heard stories of coaches exchanging money and people betting on games, and even to the point, you know, where sometimes you'll have teams that try to take out players on another team, even at a young age. What was your experience like being at the park all day with your oldest 2, and then when Isaiah came along, juggling all 3 kids playing football?
It was hard because actually, as they were younger, I was going to school full time.
Oh, wow.
So I was going to JU full time. So on Saturday, I was in between the games. I was studying. So
wow.
It was a challenge, but it was all worth it at the end. With my oldest son, he's a correction officer for Jacksonville Sheriff Office.
Okay.
My middle son Jamel, he's Duval's king of R&B.
Okay.
Jay Lyric, gotta check him out.
What station?
He does his own thing, so he's kind of producing himself. But if you look up Jay Lyric, you'll find him. He got about 4 albums out there, a lot. He's doing that, plus you know he's working. And then with Isaiah, so the hard work I did paid off. They're all doing very well, all 3 of them, and I'm very proud to be their mom.
Yeah, awesome. Now, one thing you mentioned earlier was about what football did for the boys, giving them something to focus on versus school. Right. What other things do you see, obviously as their mom, that were instilled in them playing sports growing up?
Discipline, definitely. Time management, just organization. And being responsible. A lot of that football brought out a lot of that. They had to do it at home anyway, because if you couldn't do it at home, you definitely wasn't going to nobody's practice, none of that. That's just how I brought them up. But it kind of instilled discipline in them, instilled organization, being on time for everything, because everything, I don't want to waste nobody's time. So they have all of those tools instilled in them because of me and football and just the life that they grew up in. So it was tough. Now don't get it twisted.
Right.
It was really tough. Raising 3 young men and trying to get a degree to become a teacher and all this other stuff. But at the end, it was still all well worth it.
Yeah, and one thing that you said, it being difficult when you're raising 3 black men in America these days, obviously, you know, things tend to be different. So there are some conversations that we have to have with our sons that other ethnicities do not have to have. And speaking of, we are right here in Jacksonville, so we know that there's a case going on right now in Brunswick, the Ahmaud Arbery case, and obviously our prayers and condolences to his family. But when you see a case like that, a young man who was potentially still training to play football because that was his passion, and your son is his age,
24,
right? So when you look at that case, did it bring up any memories of conversations that you had to have with your boys as they were growing up, especially being athletes, because sometimes they can be targeted differently?
Right. Looking at the whole scenario, I didn't really have to. I talked to them, but I didn't have to talk to them to that degree. They were kind of sheltered, I guess I could say. I kind of monitored everywhere they went as they were growing up, and they used to tell me all the time, "You shouldn't. Good thing you have. You would have had a girl. She probably wouldn't have had a chance because my leash was real tight.
Sure,
I used to roll them in, and I need to know where you at, what time you gonna be back for a long time. So I never really had to have those real hard conversations like the Arbery situation. It was really sad, but they do understand, and we have had the conversations about being a young black man and making sure that you are doing the right thing, because it's so easy to get out there and people to just mistake you for being the wrong person, and then something like that happens. So yeah, it was very sad. I did my 2.23 miles, and because I felt like it could have been one of my boys, so it was really true and dear to my heart. But my boys kind of knew and kind of grew up in the atmosphere where I kind of shied them away from those types of things, so that that's another reason why I always want to make sure they were doing football or doing basketball or doing something constructive, so you don't have to get into the just being in the wrong place at the wrong time. Sometimes is a bad thing. So I kind of avoided a lot of that, and I thank God for that. So.
Yes, absolutely. So we know with having a professional athlete for a son, there's a different type of targeting that happens when they go pro. Have you had to have, or have you and Isaiah had those talks about, son, stay away from them?
Those conversations we had, and Isaiah just, I don't know, he's more mature for his age, even once he went in the league. So the conversation about, because everybody's calling, everybody wants something. I need this, I need that. He's been pretty headstrong about weeding out the people that just want stuff versus the people that need stuff, as far as family and friends and things of that nature. I got a call just the other day actually from a financial guy. He was calling to ask me, had Isaiah decided on a financial guy, because everybody follow people, and if they feel like they've already talked to you before, that they can kind of call you back again and kind of see what the process is. And I told him, I said, right now we're good, but when we get to that point, we'll reach out to you, because it is a lot. I know even with the whole draft process, that was a lot. All the agents called it. It was very stressful. So you have to just stay prayed up, and pretty much he's a prayer warrior. So he stays with his faith in God and making sure that God directs his path. So and that's just kind of where we build everything on for that. So
yeah. And do you think that obviously that was instilled in him at home, but was that one reason why you chose for him to go to Trinity Christian as well?
Not really, but to a degree. I felt like Trinity was going to offer him the best opportunity. I was financially at a point in my life where I only had one kid versus 3 kids.
Right.
So the sacrifices I could make to make those tuition payments versus sending him to Westside or Ed White, where my other 2 kids went, I felt like that was going to just put him in a better place academically and athletically. So making that sacrifice to do that just because I only had one kid was easier. Wish I could have did it for all 3, but just wasn't financially able to. But at that point, it just had my other two sons, I felt like if I would have been able to do that for them, they would have got those same opportunities. So when I had the time to kind of digress and say, well, shoot, I got a couple of years on my bag. I don't have to wait till he get to high school. I can kind of get my finances together and kind of put him in a better place, because Jamel was supposed to go there, but it just didn't work out for him. And I was like, that's not going to happen again. So that's kind of how that went for Isaiah. So he just kind of got on my knees, started praying, God, you got to help me figure out a way, because I want, you know, these opportunities for my kids to be to the best of their ability, so that they can be the best that they can be. Yeah. So, and that's kind of how it happened for him.
What are some of your most fondest memories of the three boys growing up playing football that you cherish even still to this day?
Just being out there all day, all day, hot, bother, tin up, cooler, you know. Those were probably the fondest. A game at 7, then a game at 12, then a game at 2. It was. If I could relive them, those would be the days I would go back to, where it was just family, football, God, all in one, every day, every Saturday. Those were the most memorable moments.
A lot of times we see single moms raising athletes, and it can be difficult for the mom that doesn't have a background in sports. Obviously you did, but were there times when you felt as though, you know, maybe there was a conversation that maybe needed to happen with one of your boys, or particularly Isaiah, where maybe you drew on other resources you had to help have that conversation with them that maybe you felt like a mom wasn't able to do at the time?
Probably not. Probably, well, you know, Isaiah's dad was always there. We just, you know, we got divorced early. So, but if I felt like, I'm very strong-willed, and my kids will tell you, my mom probably stronger than a lot of them guys they know, because I was very rough on them. I was very hard on them, because I knew that in this world, this world ain't going to be soft to you. This world's not going to take pity on you. I had to prepare them for that, because we were together most of the time by ourselves. So if it was anything about sports or girls or athletics that need to be said, the conversation, I had it with them, and they respect it, and they know when your mama and their friends will say, boy, your mama, I know. I'm gonna put you out here, but you're gonna be prepared, no matter what it takes for me to get you there. So
yeah, and prepared they were. And your youngest boy, we were talking about this earlier, he was a phenomenal athlete in general. Right. And I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but Trinity Christian is not necessarily known for their sports programs, maybe back then, as much as they're known for their educational.
They were known for football.
Okay.
Very well for football. So that was one of the turning points for me. But when Isaiah got there, now they knew them for basketball, because they even went to the district, played reball in a real tough game that we should have won. But Isaiah fouled out on a cheap foul. But you know, I'm not gonna relive
you still
that.
Remember that?
Yes, I do. You should have, but he put Trinity basketball
on the map,
into another place by being there, which was really good for him, because basketball was his #1. Yeah, he'll tell you right now, that was my #1. But
and how did he sway? Because I mean, Isaiah was putting up numbers that were phenomenal. I mean, he was averaging 37 points a game. So that is sure win the formula for a full scholarship to play college basketball anywhere in the country. Was he having both programs call?
So I think this is my thought on it. He had a couple basketball offers, but his major offers were in football. So me being the mom that I am, I'm a negotiator, because I got to go to bat for my kids. Always have, went to bat for them, always will. And I was like, well, I feel like he was D1 basketball and football, and I felt like he should get that opportunity if that's what he wanted. So every time we went on a visit, that would be, hey, he wanted to play basketball. How do you guys feel about that? And I met with Louisville's coach, for the basketball and everything was good, but when, what's the guy name? Coach for Louisville.
The basketball
Charlie Strong left. So then that's when we kind of, kind of went off that and kind of went with Virginia Tech. And,
Gotcha.
The coach for basketball there was all pretty cool with Isaiah doing both. Isaiah just decided after that first year of football that there was a lot of wear and tear on the body, and basketball is 2 and 3 days a week sometimes, and he decided not to do it, but his goal was to play college basketball and football.
Wow, and that would have been incredible to see, but we know that when God has a plan, that's what's set, so it's probably best for him in the end. What do you remember most about those visits? Because you had an opportunity, I'm sure, to go with him, and not a lot of parents will be able to say that their son or daughter was recruited heavily out of high school and had the opportunity to kind of go wherever they chose. And so those visits, what do you remember fondly about them?
The visits were, oh my God, like high end, I guess.
Yes.
I got to put on this big show for you, treat you and your son like royalty status, like. But I think we only went on 2 official, actually.
Okay.
We went to Louisville and we went to Virginia Tech, and both programs we ate at the best. They did it big in the stadiums. They did like highlight films from high school. It was really good experiences, actually. But at the end, Virginia Tech had that away from home feel that I could call you and make sure my baby was okay.
Right.
That kind of covered me. So God was like, I think that'll be a good place for him. So Virginia Tech it was.
Awesome. Before we get ready to take this commercial break, once he decided on Virginia Tech and you guys knew that's where he was going to go and begin his career, was there somewhat a relief for you? Did you have this moment where it was like raised 2, last one's out of the house? This is kind of how maybe you foresaw it happening. Did you have that moment of, we did it?
It's funny you asked that. I told him when he was playing in a bowl game, I think he had to be like 10. I told him, you're going to be Super 11. That's like the big time in Jacksonville. He was like 10. I was like, and somebody was talking about somebody else. I was like, oh, don't worry. In 2014 or 2014, he's going to be Super 11. He was. It's just all the things that I kind of planned and envisioned. I kind of prepared him for it. But so once he got to college, I was like, yes, I don't have to pay no more money for college. High school was enough for 4 years.
Yeah.
I'm done. But yeah, it was a release. It was like, yes, he get to go for free.
Yeah.
Get to do one of the things that he loved. You really couldn't beat it.
Yeah. All right, we'll be right back after this commercial break. We are here live with Miss Jocelyn Mitchell, mother of wide receiver Isaiah Ford. You guys know him from right here, growing up here in Jacksonville, went to Trinity Christian. We'll be back right after this as we talk about their path to the draft and how things changed for them as a family once Isaiah got that call to head to the NFL. We'll be right back.
CRM is a professional event planning and design firm based in Jacksonville, Florida. For all your wedding planning, floral design, and corporate event, that's CRM. You can reach us online at crmm.com, or you can call us at 904-330-8373. CRM.
Very simple. Yes, we believe in our product. We get it to a mass amount of people. It's a done deal. We believe that we're number one. And if we're not number one, we'll settle for number 2. But number 1 better not twist his ankle, because if number 1 twists his ankle, we're coming in the game and we're not coming out. Simple as that. we're going to press to be number one, and we're going to push whoever's number one to the limit. So when it comes to catering, hey, we put that food on the table. We get it to a large amount of people. When they bite into our tender ribs, when they bite into our pulled pork, when they bite into that juicy chicken, hey, it's a done deal. Quality barbecue is our business, and that's what we do.
Hi, I'm Terry McGriff, and this is the Terry McGriff Show. Every week, along with Andre L. Sullivan, we'll be giving you the sports updates that you want to hear, the sports topics you want to discuss, and the conversations that others are afraid to have. Every Wednesday night at 6:30 p.m., right here on the Terry McGriff Show on 904 Live.
Sports fans, I'm here with Miss Satara J, the host of the all-new Sarah. Talk to me about what the inspiration was for coming up with the Get in the Game show.
Well, women love sports. I'm a woman, and I figured it was time for someone to create a platform where women can talk sports with the men. So why not me?
Okay. So, what can we expect from the Get in the Game show?
You can expect energy, information, and interviews. My favorite.
Nice. And when can we tune in?
You can tune in on Tuesdays at 6:30 p.m. on 904live.com, also broadcasting live on YouTube, Periscope, and Facebook. Come and join me.
904live.com, Jacksonville's #1 local digital television with live local entertainment 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. 904live.com.
We are back here live, Get in the Game with our special NFL mom, Miss Jocelyn Mitchell, mother of wide receiver Isaiah Ford. You guys know him down there in Miami. He is one of your premier wide receivers. Just want to say thank you to our sponsors, Sierra Mims, Floral Design and Event Planning, as well as My Seasoned Chicken and Ribs, Alvin Brooks. You know him.
Absolutely, best chicken and ribs in the city.
There it is. And he goes by Dwayne from his school family. So shout out to him. We'll be blessing you with a gift from Alvin after the show. So I'm glad you mentioned how much you like his barbecue. Now, one thing that I do want to ask you, because you brought up the fact that you were in school while your boys were in school, and you ended up getting your degree in computer information, but you chose to go into education. Why?
Chose education because I knew when I went to college, because I grew up not so rich, but so I wanted to do better for me. But I knew once I had my boys that I needed to be there for them, so I vowed to go to education so that when they're in school, I'm in school. When they're out of school, I'm out of school, so that I can take care of them appropriately and raise them to the best of my ability. So it was a huge sacrifice, but it was well worth it.
In making those sacrifices, I think as a football mom in general is something that you get used to doing through the years, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely, because I never missed, I think I missed, I want to say 3 football games in 3 years when he played for Virginia Tech. Okay. One of them, I remember like it was yesterday, when they played Ohio State. I didn't go to that game. They went to one game, it was a hurricane. They was playing North Carolina. I was still trying to go. Okay. Got in the car, got to a point down 95, and they were like, ma'am, y'all can't go no further. So we had to come back home. That probably was like the worst game ever. I was like, oh my God, I'm not going to be there. He's not going to. And it was not that great. So, but the sacrifices were just what it was. Motherly sacrifices. Yeah. I wanted my son to know that I was there to support, to be there, win, lose, or draw, get my husband. all through. It's a little different in the NFL, but all through college, we had to be creative with the NFL. So I try to get down there like Saturday, but they have to go to the hotel.
Right.
But he'll usually come home before he has to go, and then I get my hug in. But I still try to get my hug in my kids before the games. Try to encourage them to the fullest every time I get. So it's wonderful.
Now, speaking of sacrifices, I know this from, you know, watching my mom with my brother through the years, but there's something that I think is poured onto a mom that she carries when either their child is not having a good season,
right,
or the team is not having a good season,
right,
or they're consistently losing. And so when you go to look for your child after the game, there's this lull over the area where the family and the players are meeting. How did you handle those moments when your son's that, because they don't really want to talk
at all.
They don't want to talk. They don't even want to talk to their mom. So newsflash, even though you're a mom of a football player, when they lose, everybody loses.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
That's do something up. When they lose, it's so many things that's going through your mom, going through your mind as a mom, because you want to, you know, and I tell Isaiah, he's 24, and I'm still getting used to him being 24.
Yeah.
Because with that 6-year gap, it was me and him for so long, and even as he went to college, I have to say, I call and he don't answer. I'm like, now he know I'm calling. I have to tell myself, that's a grown person. He might be busy, so I kind of try to learn the skills and try to call around the skills. Even with my other kids, when they're working and stuff, as a mother, if I call, I expect you to pick it up. I don't care what you're doing, but you know that's just not the case for the most part. But it's a hard sacrifice after a loss, especially when he played good and he was hot and they still lose. Yeah, it's a lot to because now he don't want to go eat. So, yeah, but had to figure out a way to kind of just. So what I start doing usually when I go down there to the home games is maybe I'll cook something so we'll still eat before I get ready to come back to Jacksonville. So it kind of works out. But after those games and you know Miami being 2 and whatever they were last year. It's been rough. You know, he got hurt his first year.
Right.
So that was a long process, but God has really been good to him and to my family, and Lord knows this is going to be the year of the Dolphins and a good year for Isaiah Ford.
There you go. She's calling it. So, I mean, he really excelled at Virginia Tech. His sophomore year, he made first team All-ACC and then set a single-season record for receptions and touchdowns. And then his junior season, he was named second team All-ACC. And then came the decision for him to forego his senior year. Did you all have a conversation about that, and were you on board with his decision to do that?
We had a conversation. We had several conversations about it, and but it was all his decision. I was gumbo. I kind of wanted to come back, but I kind of wanted to go because you know how they say in the NFL, when you're hot, you go. You know, you never know. So, but we did talk about it. We had a conversation about it. Once he decided it, and then he played the rest of the year.
Gotcha.
And then at that point, that's when I kind of started, you know, doing my research on the different agents to try to make sure I can, because I didn't want him to have that extra stress on him again. So I was gonna get it down to 3 or 4 and go from there, and it was very tedious because they are over the top.
They're sharks. They're sharks.
Yeah. Oh my God.
And so, speaking of this, did you have any assistance along the way? So, meaning, did the coaches at Virginia Tech ever talk to the parents of the players to kind of let you guys know what to expect, or did you kind of say?
Kind of fell into that one.
Yeah.
They didn't warn you. I don't think they could, because you know, you're not supposed to talk about it until your junior year anyway. So, by him deciding late in his junior year to do it, it was right in the middle of football season. So nobody really said, "Hey, they're gonna do X, Y, Z." So me and Google, we're friends. We were best friends. I kind of Googled out there to kind of find out the kind of questions I should ask them. What should I expect? What should they charge him? What's a good fit for him and his personality? Because he's, you know, he's a wide receiver. He's not that diva kind of wide receiver though. He's more mild mannered type of person, and I wanted whoever we selected together to hone on to that, because he's a family type guy. To care about his well-being as far as when he makes this step to the next level. So it was a lot of work, but it was worth it. I think we went with the right people.
Awesome. And so was it stressful for you or overwhelming at any point? Because I'm sure you're still traveling because he's in the middle of the season, so you're still going to see him play, supporting him. You're working in the school system. You're coaching, right? Because at the time, were you coaching softball? Yep. So you're coaching and then kind of handling the research and who to pick and how to pick them on your own. Did it get overwhelming for you?
At times, but I didn't allow it to overtake me.
Gotcha.
I knew I had time, so whenever I thought that it was too much, I would just take a minute, to myself and like, hey, I'm going to the game this week. I ain't talking about no agents. I ain't talking about none of this stuff. But again, they can be very aggressive, because I went to a couple games where the agents were there. And they want to talk. But again, the personality that I have, I'm here for a game. And that's what I came for, and they found out the hard way. And they kind of just got their cell phone out of the picture by trying to approach me at a game. I'm here to see my son play. That's it. I ain't here to talk about nothing else. All that other stuff I'm here to enjoy myself. Because college football is the best years.
It really is. You miss it?
I miss it.
Yeah. What do you miss most about college football?
The fans on both sides, or everybody's there about the game, about the players, about it being a good game. Everybody, somebody got to win, somebody got to lose, but it's not kind of place, and the fans are not all that friendly, shall I say?
They're
even on your team, they're not all that friendly, so.
Especially if they feel your child doesn't have a good game.
Or the team don't have a good game. It's
just,
I was like, okay, this I had to get used to that, because when I went to the Virginia Tech game, everybody loved me. It was like, oh, that's out there for Mama, that's out there, Mom. At these games, the love is not there yet, but it's coming, so I'm not even worried about it. But it's like, because Miami's history too, so that plays my son they'll say, oh, this night they get very frustrated, because like when we're so competitive, it kind of takes out of the game. Like, okay, I'm just gonna watch somebody else right now. I'll come back. So, but those fans, the college life was a great experience. I love the college life. I watch college football now. It's still the same. It's still just enjoyment. People that are having fun. NFL games, you gonna pins and needles.
It's about business.
You gonna pins and needles. And you're like, oh my God. So, but the sport itself is just wonderful. So at the end of the day, if I can watch it, enjoy it, I love it. So
now talk about the transition, because Isaiah makes his decision going into his junior year. Mom, I'm not coming back. So now serious preparation has to take place. You got to pick an agent. You got to start training. And I just know, because of the mom you were involved in that.
Definitely.
So what kind of role did you play when it came to his training and getting ready for the pro day?
Oh, I don't want to talk about them. But anyway, the draft. Let's talk about the draft. So
2017.
Right. Picking the agent,
Philly.
And we went to the draft party thing in Philly. It was a good experience. We took pictures, we had dinners. It was really, really set up. Met with some NFL moms, association people. It was really nice. But the NFL is a different kind of beast.
Different beast.
Definitely a different kind of beast.
Talk about how it affected you. Because Isaiah he was drafted late in the 7th round.
Right.
So you're talking about that year, there's 253 picks. He was number 237. And we know the draft spans over 3 days.
That was the worst 3 days of my life. And his too.
Yeah.
Some unfortunate things happened for him that he dropped that far. So the first day we really wasn't expecting it anyway, because what had happened was kind of that second day we were kind of expecting things to be different, and it didn't happen. So it kind of tainted our mood, but I just believe in a higher power. Doesn't matter if it was pick 299.
Right.
God has a plan, and that plan is still, he's still in the working business.
Yes.
It has not got to fruition yet, but this is the year it does. It begins that pattern. It started late 2019, when he played against the Patriots and had those good games and things started to come together. That is the pattern of his life. It's going to go nowhere but up from there.
Awesome.
And that's through God's grace.
Do you remember the call when the Dolphins called him?
Yes, and it was because, oh my God, how it works is the agent called first, and then it was like, should be getting a call, and we're all just sitting there on the third day, waiting. You got the call, you got to smile, start loving, hugging, and all that good stuff. But because at first we thought we was going to go with the Jaguars.
Oh wow! Okay.
I think they had a couple picks before Miami, and we got a call from them first, and then was like, bust. I think they went with another position. I don't remember that part to the letter, but when we got the call from the Dolphins, their relief came because I'm like, oh my God, yes, oh God, I know you in the blessed business, and I know your will is the only will it would be.
Yes.
But we got the call. The Dolphins picked him up at 2:37, and been on the road since then.
Yeah,
so
And how awesome for it to be here in Florida, since he grew up here. Miami's not that far away, so you get to be close to
I don't
him
have
still.
to move, because I was that type of mom, Lord help me, that I really wanted him to go to the Dallas Cowboys, and I was already ready, prepared to pack up and move to Dallas. There was no way I could make games on Sunday all the way in Dallas and work in Jacksonville. That was not going to happen. So my mind was already, okay, if he gets picked out here, I'm going to go here. If he do this, I'm going to do here. But God made it where he's right up the street. I can get on,
still
work
make it
here,
back.
get out Saturday morning or Saturday afternoon, ride up there, go to the game, and
hang out.
Come on back home.
Come on back.
After we hang out for a little bit and be ready for work on Monday.
Yeah.
So it worked out pretty good.
Remember what you said to Isaiah when he got that call and the relief, the kind of weight was lifted off everyone's shoulders? Did you have a special moment with him?
We all kind of had a special moment because it had been a long 3 days.
Yeah.
So we all was like, thank you, God. His dad was like, thank you, God. I was like, thank you, God. So it was just a relieving moment that God's plans came through the way that they came through. From that day on, we're gonna leave it in God's hand, and God always get the victory. So we never worried. You're gonna have different things that are gonna hinder. Yes. Or they think they hinder it, but it's all part of the growing. It's all part of God's plan for his life.
And speaking of hindering, his first year, he had to be put on injured reserve with the knee injury. When you got that call, what did you go through?
Oh, God. Actually, I saw that on Twitter, too. See, I'm a Twitter person, so once I knew I couldn't be there because I was the type of mom that used to be at practice when he was in high school, so I would go to the practice, and I knew during training camp, it was his first training camp I really wanted to go, but I knew I had to do other things, so I couldn't go, so I have my own little Twitter account that's IAF Mom. Okay. And I kind of followed all the people in Miami, and then it was like something happened. And I'm the type of one, because one thing I will say about Miami, they have like this parent engagement where when the parents when they get their draft picks, they call the parents, they invite them down to Miami, and they just go over a whole bunch of things about NFL life and being a parent in NFL life. I think somebody else has one, but they was the first one to get it, and it was very informational. So when I was there, I got like all the phone numbers of the coaches and different things, the trainers. Wow. Because when he was at Virginia Tech, I was the same way. I had the coach number, I had the trainer number, because that's 8 hours. And I was like, I need to be able to pick up a phone, make sure my kid is okay. So when he got hurt, and I saw it on Twitter. I called the trainer, and it was like, yeah, he's gonna have to go and get it X-rayed the next day, and then he was like, told ACL, so it probably was gonna be done for this year. So I think in a couple, like that next week, he had the surgery. I went down there for like 3 or 4 days. It was a blow.
Yeah.
But
how did he take it?
I think he took it pretty hard because it was already. I got drafted late. On his mind, I already got to prove to everybody that passed me by that I shouldn't have got drafted late. You know, things happen. So, and then when that happened, it was like, okay, now what I do? So, but me being mom, I was constantly every day. You can't beat God in whatever you're doing. So I was every day sending them some type of inspirational. I do this all day, every day. I even do it to my other kids. So I have like a little group thing. I used to send it to them every day of some kind of verse from God and kind of incorporating it into their everyday life. And we saw it through.
Awesome, awesome. What are you looking forward to most about this coming season?
Oh, this season's going to be awesome.
Lit! You're supposed to say this is about to be lit.
Oh my God. It's going to be past lit now. It's going to be to a whole nother level.
Yes.
I'm expecting marvelous, magical things.
Yes.
This is going to be magical.
Yes.
Things that's going to happen for Mr. Ford this year.
Yes.
So be looking out now.
Yes, you got the jersey on. Okay, so have you looked at the schedule already?
Yes, they play
what
Jacksonville.
Game have you circled?
All the home games.
Okay.
All home games are mine.
Yeah.
You know, being it, you know, COVID, whatever, 19. Hopefully that thing is off and gone. But if there's a way, I'm gonna be there. They play. To go to work after being at a game on a Thursday night. They don't start at 8 o'clock. So, but yeah, I'm really excited for him. I'm really excited for the Dolphins. I think the coach, he has something building there, and I think this is going to be the year where they start to spread their wings and show some magnificent things there.
When you, going back just a little bit, because this just came to mind, obviously people know Miami to be party spot.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so much to do. Were you concerned at all?
Not at all.
No.
So, because, like I said, I have 3 sons. I got Delron, that's my oldest. Jamel, that's my middle son. And then I have Isaiah. Well, if Jamel had went to Miami to play football, I would have had to move to Miami.
Okay.
Isaiah and Delron, I don't have a care in the world because that is not nothing that they entertain at all, never have. That's just not, they're more to themselves type introverts, so they don't, you know. Isaiah probably home right now playing a video game at home.
Yeah.
Go get something to eat, come back home.
Yeah.
Play the video game some more. That's what he's gonna do. Learn the playbook, play the game. So playbook, take a break, go get something to eat, play the game, take a nap, play the game. He's never been the type that's going to be on the Miami Beach, because that was one of the things they said in the parent engagement, that nobody, you know, Miami Beach is undefeated. That's what that was their thing. Miami. Well, that was not a concern at all when it came to him, because I was like, he is that won't get in any trouble when it comes to stuff like that. I said, and they was like, how you know? Trust me, that is not the life. That don't even tickle his fancy at all. Now, my middle son, he's like, I'm about to go down there and I'm going to turn up. Isaiah, no, you're not, because you already know Isaiah's not going to go nowhere with you. You go and turn up and then come back to his house or something, but he's not. He's not. Jay Lyric, he'll do it.
Yeah.
That's Jamel. He would have been the one that was like, oh, Lord, y'all, we got to pack up and go move to Miami. But Isaiah and Delron, you're not going to have them problems. It's just Miami to him.
Yeah. Obviously, Isaiah has, I mean, his career is just getting started. So maybe 10, 15 years from now when he decides to retire, it'll be something to reflect on. But at this point, when you look at everything he's been through, the adversity, all of the sports, playing at a young age, Trinity Christian, Virginia Tech, the injury, what are you most proud of when you look at your baby boy?
the young man that he's become, as far as just he stands strong and stands tall and independent, and that he don't need all the guidance that I want to put on him. He makes he's made a lot of decisions, and he tell me after the fact, and I'm like, but I know they were very good decisions. They were very strong decisions, and I'm proud of that part, because a lot of people feel like the baby boy is gonna be clingy to the mama and all this kind of stuff, and leave mama for this. He calls me for a lot of stuff, but the independence that he has, I guess the adversity, the surgeries and all this stuff, he's been away from home for so long. He's actually grown up. I can just pretty much call, and I don't have to say, hey, did you pay that? Did you pay this? Did you pay this? He pretty much has it all under control as a 24-year-old, and that is probably one of the proudest thing that I am of him, because he actually has grown up. He's not my baby anymore. Oh my God. But yeah, he is very, very dependent, and has grown to be a very mature young man. So.
In the crowd, though, even with that, in the crowd, in the midst of all the yelling and the fans, if you yell out his name, does he hear you?
I don't think so. No. I don't. Maybe at high school and basketball games, but yeah, no, that's too many people at them games. Now in college, where my seat was, because we was like right behind, but the football team was right there, so we was like really right there on the 50-yard line. So yeah. Those days, oh yeah, I called him all the time. He heard me, but in this
it's a little
no way is he hearing me. Yeah. I wish I could get my bullhorn like I did in high school, but no way is he hearing me. He can probably look and see and know that.
I was gonna say in his mind he's saying, "Oh, my mama hollering, or my mama doing this," because he knows me. But as far as actually hearing it, no, I don't think he's hearing it now these days. But he can feel it, so that's that connection that a mother and a son has. So he knows if he's doing something, he knows that I'm doing what I'm doing, jumping up and down or whatever. He knows that. Awesome. Listen, we thank you so much. You have been a ball of energy. I love it. We definitely going to have you back once the season starts. Definitely. I love to sit in the studio with you and kind of break down some things, break down some matchups. Break down some plays. Yeah.
Slant left and slant right.
Yeah. Y'all heard that shit? Listen, have you been studying the playbook?
No, I didn't.
Not yet, but you know those plays. Slant left, slant right.
We're going to run this comeback right
here. Yeah, I love it. Miss Jocelyn, thank you so much. First of all, we want to present you with the bouquet of flowers. Yes, for your belated Mother's Day from our sponsor, Sarah Mims, Floral Design and Event Planning, and also Mr. Alvin Brooks, better known as Dwayne to you. They would love for you to come over to My Seasoned Chicken and Ribs and grab a meal sometime soon and enjoy that. Yes, absolutely.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much for being on the show. We definitely appreciate you. And once again, thank you to my sponsor, Stearman's Floral Design and Event Planning. You can reach out to them on their website at www.searmem.com. And if you don't know how to spell it, no worries. It's just memories backwards. Also, don't forget to visit My Seasoned Chicken and Ribs right there on the corner of Lim Turner and Dunn Avenue next to Harold's Meat Market. Go over there and tell Mr. Barbecue Brooks Satara J at Get in the Game sent you. Thank you to my producers here at 904 Live Network, Mr. Stefan Petty. Thank you to my other producer, Mr. Allen, who works behind the scenes. The best momager on the planet, Melinda Henry, and my stylist, who works very hard during the week to make sure I look fabulous here on set, Miss Barbara J. And listen, if you or someone you know would love to partner here with us on Get in the Game, don't hesitate to reach out to us. getinthegameshow@gmail.com. We look forward to hearing from you and working with you moving forward here on Get in the Game. You guys catch us next I guess next week, but you have to follow me on social media to find out who that's going to be. Twitter and Instagram at Bunch of Legs. That's legs with Legzz. And you can go on over to Facebook and friend request me, Satara Bunch, Bunch with an E. Until next week, you guys stay safe and we'll see you next week. Have a good night.